12, Hannah, 13.
I need a link. Hello, everybody. We're in the process of getting started.
Plus a seat for non-Charlotte.
Here we go. I want to add people.
You sure you want this chair? Oh, we just have to.
Copy. All right. So Brandon's not here today, correct?
Brandon is here.
But is he not at leadership?
Brandon.
Yes.
Yes, Brandon Hibbert.
Oh, Brandon Hibbert. That's another seat. He did RSVP. All right. Let's get Charlotte's. And I'm going to email it because Charlotte likes it when it's emailed. All righty. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Charlotte. Colleen. Brandon. Nope. But I'm in the process of doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's a special needs. This magazine I don't know, since like my first year on staff, I gave it to since that article in here. I didn't see my body until I started cover to cover multiple creature. I said this summer, we prayed together 2 weeks ago. Charlotte said to me, what this article, so I thought, ooh, I just dig out that article and send it to Charlotte. Amy, well, her name is Amy Defense. And then when I read the, it kind of was, so anyway, just interesting. I will share this article with Charlotte in general, but you know, depending on where the route is crazy, it says she has a child with special needs. Oh, I thought she got it.
We are here, and it is great, and we're going to try to get everyone together. I hope not. I'm waiting for Charlotte and Colleen to connect. TV's on.
Like basically being able to serve from a place of vulnerability. And that kind of directly addresses what Charlotte was talking about to begin with. So
do we have?
That was like one of those like God things where like you're destined to read that.
No, you're good. I'm not saying long.
Brandon, you want an agenda?
No.
No. Why didn't you want our agenda, Brandon? He's just coming in for that.
I know my part of the agenda.
Yeah.
That
I do too.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Nicole's over here. He's over here.
I know. I need someone to connect. Colleen or Charlotte.
It's funny that you said that because I do that too, where I have one thing in my bathroom. And I read it. Frank had this one magazine that was an ESPN magazine. I don't read ESPN magazine, but like that, for like 3 months, like I knew everything about sports.
yeah. Well, this magazine is now 2 years old, and so I know how much Frank likes confrontational conversations. That's his article here about conflict and civilization. Leading through change. Oops, not one.
Well, guys,
That's not him. Scratch question. There it is.
so good. Hey, Aaron,
Yes.
you took such great notes last time. Can you take them again?
I didn't bring a pen, so I have to pretend my plan was good on. I'm going to do computer notes. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Charlotte, say something. Are you talking? Is it sound up on the TV? All right, Charlotte, say something.
We're not done.
Are you talking, Charlotte? Can you hear me? Charlotte, can you hear me?
Colleen, why is there a line on the microphone? Is Colleen on?
Not yet.
Do we want to switch? Not today, obviously, but you guys use this kind of thing we have?
Yes, we would love to do that.
For change up?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
I know, Zoom in.
Brandon, I will schedule a 101 to learn. The only thing that's really cool about this is when it's working that you can.
Who thinks I'm a major?
You can do it, Jess. I believe in you.
Oh!
You knocked the pen in there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's good. I'll give you a half point for that.
Oh, Jessica Wheeler.
Charlotte.
The next meeting is starting
All right, as soon as we get Colleen, you tell me, okay?
Alright.
Can Charlotte hear us?
Colleen, are you here?
Brendan was here today, why is he?
Leadership lunch.
No, Brendan, where are
Oh, he's a pastor.
I'm right
He's
here.
a pastor of leadership lunch.
Jess, I just saw your text. Yes, I will send it to you.
Awesome, thank you.
Printed copies instead?
No, actually, yeah, that'd be great. I just wanna give them like,
Come in.
I wanna show them what we're gonna break down.
Fine. It's fine.
Help your progress. Jeremy, why don't you lead us in prayer while Nicole makes progress?
Yep.
Do that.
You have to pray the entire time until she's ready. She's gonna say, I'm ready, and then you can stop praying.
Go ahead.
When are you gonna be ready? I'll start then.
Just go ahead right now.
All right, let's pray. God, thank you for this opportunity to come together as a team, God, just to unify around what you're doing in our ministry. God, we're excited because we know that you have been working since the day the church started, and you're not done yet, and you've got so many greater things in store for us. So, God, we just pray that this meeting would be an opportunity for us to just unite our hearts and our minds and just to get creative and be that church, God, who has an awesome kids ministry that loves families well. And that just has fun working together. So God, thanks for these people and Jess's leadership. Just pray that we would all be encouraged by this time, and Colleen would somehow magically appear right now. Amen.
Amen.
John?
No, but why don't you just
Oh.
FaceTime her? Barb, will you FaceTime and I'll do Charlotte?
Sure.
And thank you for Brendan. Next time we're gonna have Zoom and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Because I give up on Google.
I feel like Sarah's my puppet stage and I'm just appearing.
Right. I'm gonna keep recording it this way.
Great, do that. I can do that. Have you ever seen him do it?
What?
The whole, he took miming classes at a conference
Nice.
once. So he can do kind of crazy stuff.
Yes, you
Who
can.
did? Frank. That's amazing.
Brendan,
He can, like, you know how you go,
Pretend to walk down the stairs.
yeah, and he can do the elevator.
We can turn the TV off. And I have Charlotte.
Just like sending a giant picture of them on the screen.
Because it's still recording, but I just don't know why it's.
FaceTime unavailable.
Colleen quit. Everything's
So really what we need to talk to you
Hey,
about.
What's
Charlotte.
going on?
Who's going? This meeting has changed. Who's going?
Gotta go.
All right, so Bethany, we brought you in here to tell you something.
No, she called this meeting. She's
You were pregnant. No, I'm just kidding.
Your doctor called. You got knocked up.
How many cookies did you eat at Concord?
what?
Comedy's here!
All right.
Oh, where is TJ?
She's so funny.
Oh my
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Oh,
First
there.
bar, forget you.
You guys can hear Charlotte? All right.
TJ's late.
Oh.
TJ, always
fantastic.
For sure the secret film.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Brandon giving us a curriculum update. What's going?
Yes. How long do I have? Oh,
10 minutes.
I won't use all that. You'll be done early.
Okay.
So we're in a funny place with eKids video right now, which
Funny
is it's funny, weird. We we finished filming Fool's Gold back before Christmas, and we haven't shot anything since then. So a lot of reasons for that. The Superbook series helps buy us some time. We had this awesome series scripted out, kind of a Rosie spin-off series. So the Rosie character from the Finders spin the series focused on her, kind of develop her character a little bit. based around Unqualified, kind of her finding her identity. And we have been unable to film it. So it calls for like a rec center location, and we just had terrible luck scheduling a rec center. So about a week ago, we had to make the call to postpone that series, which we've never had to do before. We've never failed on a location like that before. And then, yeah, very sad, re-script and refigure out what the plan is for Unqualified, which is coming very quickly. So Superbook ends this weekend. Unqualified starts the following weekend, surprise. But we're excited about the direction we have. So it'll be Frank in studio. Obviously, that's kind of the easy go-to. But we will have Scott, and he's working on them right now, in the background, illustrating as Frank is telling the story. So it'll be 4 weeks living in the story of Moses. And Scott will be illustrating while Frank is talking. It'll be
That's
really
cool.
fun. So yeah, we're excited about it. It'll be a good, plan B, but a good plan. So again, that'll go February 27 through March 19. I'm giving you Saturdays, I think. 4 weeks, living in Unqualified, kind of this art sort of feel to the stories. March 26th is Easter, in case you didn't know that. In case you didn't know. That will be kind of a standalone week for us in video, specifically motion. We have 3 fun videos coming your way for that. One will be a video from Pastor, just a fun, he's not teaching or doing anything like that, just a fun video to set up the day. Our plan now is to have a couple Finders actors come in and have Pastor host a game of egg roulette between the Finders. I think it'll be fun for kids, of course, to see the Finders. Pastor have a lot of fun with it. You'll see kind of an egg theme throughout this day. There will be a fun game video. Think back for a style kind of like the Eliminator series, where we had this sort of big kind of challenge, obstacle feel. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the game, like a youth group game kind of thing, Minefield, where there's like a big grid of stuff laid out and you try to find a safe way through. So it'd be something like that, where there will be this attack squad is what we're calling it right now. These people will maybe dressed in all black on the sidelines, and if you make a wrong step, they'll come in and pelt you with eggs.
Nice.
I love eggs.
The idea of the whole day is follow the leader. So talking about following Jesus as our leader. And so this will kind of create a tension where one team won't have a leader, one team will get to have a leader to find the way through and then guide the second teammate. The second team won't have that benefit, so they will obviously be egged much more than the first, but sort of creating this tension of follow the leader. And then we'll have a video from Frank where he will tell the Easter story. We will do much more salvation focus in e-group this time, which we're excited about. Still some in large group, but Frank will tell the Easter story. We're planning to use some animation from Church on the Move, Kids on the Move. They're very, very talented. They have done the Easter story a couple times in animation, but they've shared those files with us. And our plan now is to take out their voice, their soundtrack, put in Frank's voice and our own music. They use some of their animation so that we can just rip off their video.
That's good.
So you'll see cuts of Frank talking and telling the story, and then also the animation. So we're excited about that. Big day for us. After that, I'm going to tell you what the plan is now, and then tell you how the plan might change. So take notes. Is a NASCAR themed series. Concord should be excited.
Yeah.
That's the plan right now. That would be a 5-week series, April 2nd through April 30th. So the 5 weeks of April.
So great.
Yep. So we've got some great contacts with the NASCAR teams in our church. We're really blessed by that. The plan would be to use Dr. Ullman kind of in Dirty Job style. It's sort of an old series where he would do some work in studio, but then go up and interact with one of the pit crews.
That's so awesome.
And learn about
He's so
the NASCAR
awkward.
thing. Oh, he's so fun. Yeah. So that's the plan, 5 weeks of NASCAR, and then 5 weeks to close out the school year, May 7 through June 4 of Finders 5. This is going to be aviation themed. We're going to learn more about that Les character. Got some fun pictures. Our good friend Jimmy Minott, hero, took me on a tour of some incredible properties up at the airport that we will use as our location for this. Got some show and tell.
Ooh,
So there's this, Carolina's Aviation Museum. Cool, awesome old I know, airplanes is gonna be beautiful to shoot in. Then there's this like totally abandoned, used to be a Bible college, she said, looks like something from The Walking Dead, I think.
Nice.
So we would
Work
use
that in.
just this incredible set of spaces, so
The zombie
that's gonna, it's gonna be a crazy good.
Zombie edition.
Yep. Anybody opposed to zombies in church?
Love zombies. They need Jesus too.
So we're excited about that. And that would
They're
take
dead
us
already.
through
But
the
now
end of the school year. We would continue in our tradition of taking about a month and using somebody else's curriculum during June. So that would be June 11th through the July 2nd weekend. And then right back up big on July 9th with coinciding with Pastor's return from his time off. Now, that's the plan. This is how it might change. So that Awesome Rosie series that we wrote, we're like, well, hey, where does that fit back in? We've got actors lined up. They know their scripts. I mean, everything. It's ready to go. We just got to find a place to film it. What we might do is keep NASCAR in place, replace Finders 5 with the Rosie series. It would change a little bit since obviously it's rent for unqualified, but we keep the same general storyline, just tweak the main points and virtue a little bit. And then use Finders 5 on the July 9th date and let the Finders open at Valentine, which is exciting.
That's cool.
So that's two different ways it might go. And obviously I will come in again and update you as we lock those things down. But that's kind of what's coming.
I got a question.
Yes, please.
So the first weekend in June, that is the,
June 4th.
yep, is that the last weekend
Yes.
for motion fifth graders?
Because school I think finishes like the 6th or something the next
Yep.
week.
So in May, are we going to be doing like what we did last year where we had the fifth grade groups leading up to that to help with the
As
transition?
far as I know, yes.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. So we need to have something, our student team should have something ready to go the following weekend on the 11th to help them get connected, engaged.
I would believe that would be the first week of their transition out.
Cool.
So whether it's Finders or the Rosie series,
It will end
that month will be gearing up
We want
for
it to end
transition.
with
in May.
the
Yeah.
end of the school year.
Okay.
So could we encourage the Horizon sixth graders then to go to June 2nd house party? Is that a student decision?
That's what I should.
Probably a student decision, but I don't see why. I don't know if anyone has talked, but now that we have a students team this year, I mean, it's going to be.
I would think
transition's
you'd want
gonna be
to.
phenomenal.
Yeah, like that would be a
Makes
great
total
thing, like the
sense.
start and then they do that last
Right,
weekend in
so you
motion
do your
and into that.
transition
Okay,
meetings leading up to that, and then.
cool.
Uh,
I kind of already planned to do that. I just didn't know like what the channels. Let's do that.
there is Aspen. Okay, I know we're taking 2 months off this summer. But I don't know which.
Is there any plan to possibly do promos for that? Could that be within our bandwidth?
Promo like
Or-
trailers
But
for the
promos,
transition or for.
yeah, for transition. I mean, even if it's just one where we
Right.
tell them about the house party, about moving
But,
up, about
but we're
whatever.
gonna have
To air in
house party
motion.
in June.
Because it gets them excited about it, but it also gets those rising like fourth graders that are moving into fifth grade. Like, oh my gosh, this is what's gonna happen a
Yeah.
year from now.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that would come from probably the students team, but I don't. I mean, of course, I would talk about. I don't see any reason why we couldn't
Okay.
show like a commercial for
I'll get with
students ministry.
I'll get
Yeah,
with
that's
them.
great.
I'll get with
And put
them.
that- If it's something that's played in motion, we could potentially even have the file that we do a blast of email or something to
Oh, yeah.
parents and parents too.
Yep, that would be really cool.
Or-
Get some run out of it.
All right, I'll get with each students
Yeah,
and see make that happen. Then I'll have them circle back around with you. So
Yeah.
okay, awesome.
cool. I like it. Such good ideas.
Okay, great. Thanks, Brandon.
We're a team.
Awesome. Anything else?
You're
That's it.
awesome.
It's gonna
Give
be-
it up for Brandon!
You're so loud.
I'm in a good mood this week, guys.
All right, have fun.
I love it. Keep it up. You can be louder.
Oh, and Jess, I'll grab those things off the printer.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so there's some things we'll go that I'm just gonna go through fast because it's just like information that you need to know, but I'll try to talk slow so you can. Right.
Oh,
What
crap.
are they doing over there?
Setting it up.
MacGyver just
send a picture
back
to college and
be like, this is what you're.
Okay, so child dedications,
all your handouts are done and completed. Desiree is ordering
Sorry, I
them
wasn't
today.
holding my phone.
They're supposed to be shipped directly to you. The only exception is Charlotte. You'll get your file, and then you'll need to send them to the printer. So you'll need to find your own printer. But we're gonna send you the file. It's already done. So you just gotta find someone to print them. Okay. Okay. Everybody else will get yours mailed directly. It'll come in here. Or like Colleen, yours will come in to you up in Raleigh. So they'll come in with your name on them, so they won't come through me. They won't be distributed. You just need to get them, and you need to get those handouts out 2 weeks prior to your cutoff date, not prior to your event, but prior to your cutoff date. So
That is
the 2
good.
weekend.
That is good to.
Serious?
I've done that before. I was like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah. So whatever your cutoff is for your event, then you need to give them out 2 Sundays before then.
And what was the Indiana date on those? Do you know?
Next week?
I suspect next week. I mean, I'm not sure. They got on them, like really fast on them, and got them completed this week. So that's good. Also, certificates that needed to be updated with new ones have already been updated and already loaded up. So all the certificates are current now on Google Drive. So under Child Dedication Document Database, Child Dedications, certificates, that's where your files go, and all of them are updated. I think the only ones that we had to update were Matthews and GTA, but those are updated as well. I also updated the Wufoo link, so because right now, you know how they can go on and they can request information, and like information was still, if you selected Providence, it was still going to Colleen instead of Jeremy, and so
I got one from Top.
you should, because I updated the
Good job.
but all those addresses have been updated as well, and the button, I'm not quite sure why Creative took the child dedication button off of our site, because no one requested it, but they did take it off. And I've already put a project request to put the button back on our site now. So if you're just walking around, you can tell them, you can email me, or they can just go on to our site. It's supposed to be done in the next week. So it should be up there, and they should be able to click on it and request information as well. So that's child dedications. Any other stuff with child dedications we need to discuss, or any questions you have?
I was gonna text you this just now, so I wouldn't forget. We might need a new certificate for us now. I don't know when that transition is happening for.
When's your date?
April 30th, so it's late. So
I
I
still
still
think-
Terry's already gonna be.
I still think that it will be. I still think that's not said it yet. So,
Nobody's been.
oh, did they release it?
No, they didn't, I don't think everybody knows that.
No, I don't think it. I don't think it.
JJ
Was.
just told us to-
I don't know.
Supposed to be quiet, but everyone knows anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. So, I still think
What
though
we
that even if it's okay. It's okay.
Good, that's
Technical.
This is a good time to be ignorant. It's good. It's good. So I still think that because the relationship with the families has been JJ over the past couple years, it still needs to be him at that event. I think it would be almost weird
I knew that.
to have a new person step in.
I think it probably does.
Nicole,
It's funny though, your face got red like you were in trouble. It's okay.
JJ lied.
But so I still think that let's leave it the way it is, because, and then if we need to change it, if it for some reason it happens sooner and we need to change it, we can get an emergency change. That's not bad.
Emergency.
Or you can just cross it out.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did. Yeah, we don't
smart
need to do it.
Sharpie.
But I think that I think that those families will probably want the campus pastor who's been ministering to them to be the one that's done the thing. So you just tell Terry he's not up to par, and then move on.
Have him come to mingle and meet new families.
Yeah, that's
That would be-
That's what we did with
there
Joel, because
Yeah.
Joel and JJ's thing happened. and
Yeah.
their job would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
just-
I think
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
I love it. She's in a good mood.
Charlotte,
Leave her
I
alone.
miss you.
All right, Easter volunteer sign.
I had one thing about dedication.
Yeah.
Could you send us the
I
list
told
of everyone
Wayne
else's dates so that
to
as we're
send
communicating
us-
to other campuses?
Yeah,
Or people.
And my passport
Blah, blah,
should be
blah,
here in the next like 2
Yes, I can do
months.
that.
Perfect.
So if there's a reason for me to fly up to Canada, that'd be good.
All right.
You can take her this magazine.
Easter volunteer sign up. So March 26th is not really that far away. Sarah's got her stuff going out this weekend.
I changed it to next week.
Next
weekend
weekend.
and stuff, but
Okay, so she's already gonna have her volunteers starting to sign up, and her and I, she shared something was that yesterday or the day before?
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. She shared some stuff with me, and I love her approach. I don't know if it's an approach that like you see and Blakeney can do, but I do love it. Can you show them what you're doing?
Yep. So I have extras if people just want to take one, but
Yes.
my biggest issue has been like we tried it online, we tried it in the rooms, whatever. This issue is still the same of, oh, Becca Adcock isn't signed up to serve. Is it because she forgot or because she's not available to serve? She's going to be out of town. So this year I'm putting the roster in the room. I'm giving the worship experience options and not able to serve options. So that way I know when I'm looking at these, my team leaders are looking at these. Hey, we literally have everyone accounted for, and if there's nothing marked, then we know they haven't communicated with us one way or the other. Then I'm not texting people and saying, hey, Becca, can you serve? Yeah, I already told so-and-so.
Can you share that with us?
Yep, that's what she's going to do. I want her to show you though and
You're
explain
awesome.
it before she shared it. So she's gonna send the file out to you, and you can plug your volunteers' names indirectly. And it may be something that you all can do.
We
just-
do it.
Okay, awesome. But I loved it. When she told me, I was like, that's fabulous, because you're like, did anybody even see this sign-up sheet? Did you notice it in the room? You know, that kind of thing.
We have to make ours landscape to fit 7.
Right.
I'm going to, instead of, I guess I'll just email it.
That's a great idea.
All right. Thanks, Sarah.
Sorry, my phone's buzzing, so I'm like looking at all the group that is coming in. And I'm just staring into your
Okay.
eyes, Charlotte.
Matthew's birthday certificate. Take one, pass it around.
Take one.
It's Matthew's birthday.
Happy birthday, Matthew!
I feel very maternal over these.
I feel very maternal of these.
Those are so great.
These were burgers about 20 times out of me. So this is obviously not a card stock or whatever. You can order them Bethany is having them ordered where it's like really thick and it's front and back. They do cost money if you do that. Like I think your order was $105, something like that.
That's good.
Yeah, you got charged for the credit.
Right.
So if you don't want to, if you want to order and spend the money, you can get them professionally, and it has a back. It looks like a certificate. It's front and back, has the eKids logo, whatever. If you don't want to spend any money, I have downloaded this file, or I've uploaded this file into Google Drive. So it's under Birthday Initiative. So document database, Birthday Initiative. You can just print one-sided certificates and it not cost you $1. So whatever you want to do, if you do want to order the professional ones, they're $105 for, I think, how many? Yeah, for like 250 of them or whatever. And
So the original project request said 5x7, but I'm not sure if we ended up going with full sheets.
I don't know what they are either.
I was gonna say 5x7. Yeah.
But either way, they look really nice. And but if you don't, you can print them just like this. And I mean, obviously, don't print them on like regular paper. I just did this for you, but you could print them on cardstock and make them look really nice, and it not cost you anything. It's just not two-sided.
What goes in the box?
Huh?
What goes in the box?
The person's name.
You just print.
Oh,
Our team was gonna actually have the team
Right, I
Oh,
know.
for
that's
that
cool.
person. So they were all just gonna sign it from your team. You can put the person's name on the middle and then have sign around it.
I like that.
You
Write
can-
a little
It's just something different than the generic card every time with the same.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that.
You know.
Love it.
So anyway, it's just a new resource for you that you can use if you want it.
Putting it on Google Drive.
It's on Document Database under Birthday Initiative. So that's where all of the birthday stuff is. That's where all the files are kept, but this is under there as well. All right. Change up. Okay. So one of the things that we kind of came away with from Staff Advance this week was that we have some really great people who've been on staff for a long time, specifically Cassie, Brandon, Jesse, who were some of the original and some of the best eKids directors, and yet we aren't using them in that capacity at all. And so we were like, how can we get the skills that they have that aren't being tapped because they're in a different world now altogether? How can we get those to you and help to empower you all more to do your job? So we talked about a few different things. One of the things that kind of brainstormed after it was all over with, and Frank thought it was okay, he was willing to give up the time during Change Up, is to change up the Change Up. So we're going to do a leadership training like every other week or 2 times a month or whatever it is. So half the time is going to be your traditional, like Frank coming in and doing a leadership training. The other half of the time is going to be an example, like it's almost going to be like a workshop. And so, Barb, pull up that list of stuff that I sent to you yesterday. Like an example would be, Jesse Welch is like a master at team meetings. Like, I don't know if you've ever been in a team meeting with Jesse, but Jesse is like master at team meetings. I mean, I was in some of her original, like, those, you know, whenever we went to Providence, she was like my leader and she was team, and like, she can get you inspired and ready to go. And she had this whole thing, VIPS. Does anybody remember VIPS? Vision, Information, Prayer. So anyways, but so an example would be her standing up and leading us in a great team meeting. So giving an example of a great team meeting so that you have that knowledge. But because we record those, we then have a video that you can then share with your team.
That's great.
So it's like more additional resources for you. We've got, read some of the ideas we got.
It says, storytelling success by Cassie Impossible, guest storyteller, keys to hosting in motion, great go-to questions for connecting your e-group, mastering your to-do list. Am I saying it real? If you need copies of this, I'll get that to you, but I hear people typing
email it
really
to us.
fast, yes. Handling difficult conversations with parents, holding those you lead accountable, creating wow moments. Remember the wow moments? Do you guys remember?
Wow.
Host services refresher, care team / special needs must, the importance of finishing the day strong, the perfect pickup, not dating. Right?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Right.
Elevation atmosphere and connecting with families in your atrium / lobby. So those are just a few.
Yeah, so
Great.
when I was thinking of going through the list of stuff, I was thinking not just of stuff that could help you, but things that could help. So like the atrium, ways to connect with families in the atrium, that's helpful for you, but that's also really helpful for your host services too.
Yes.
And so one of the things I want to throw out there, and I'm not saying we're going to do it or we're not going to do it, it's just an idea. So I always, like, the biggest problem with doing videos is that nobody watches them. I mean, like, we can go back to those eKids Essentials that you all like loved and I loved, and we sent them out and nobody watched them. I mean, there's like less than 100 clicks on all those videos. But what if we got one or two? Doesn't have to be iPads, because they're super expensive. But what if we got one or two tablets per campus that we could then rotate around on Sunday mornings or Saturday evenings or whatever your experience is, and they could watch it? Like, it becomes a part of your team meeting.
Yeah.
So then you know they're watching it because. So what do you? I don't want to go. It's going to be expensive, but I'm totally willing to go and talk about this with Frank and seeing if. It's probably $200-300 for each tablet because we'll buy them in bulk. So that's about $600 expense. I don't know where that money would come from. I'd have to go talk to him about it. But do you think, number one, that would be useful? We couldn't do one for every team, but I'm always of the accord that, like, one step forward is one step forward.
Right.
So, like, I think this is probably one step forward. But if you're like, I don't know if they'll even watch it, or I don't know if what do you all think?
How long would the videos be? Like so that's what I think gets hard on a Sunday morning when you're trying to make sure that everyone's prepped and prepared for the weekend. Even if they're reading their lesson plans, there's some things, just like we do in preview, to make that we're bringing, like, hey, really pay attention to this. And then you also have different campuses who have volunteer rallies, leader meetings. So I think if it's something that, like, your reminders that are super short, that's like a 2 to 3 minute, that's something I think we could get everyone doing. But if you're asking, like,
I don't think it's
15,
I don't
20
think it's
minute,
a 2 to 3 minute. I don't think you can get through most of the stuff that we talked about in 2 to 3
No.
minutes. I do think we could probably look at doing 10 to 15 minute teachings. I know that requires more time. That you'd probably have to be. It's a good point. It's a really.
so
good
I think I don't honestly see that happening on our campus on a Sunday morning. For some teams, yeah, but for other teams, like Safari, probably, yeah. But for our Motion e-group and Quest e-group and trying to get through run through and all that, I don't see that working. Do y'all feel like that would
I
be
feel like if they watched it, I would just give them my computer and be like, here, watch the video.
I feel like it's
Right.
not something I could ask every week, but could I invite them to
Yeah.
come to breakfast and do it once a month?
now that's
You
the, like,
know?
change, yeah, so that's a little bit different. It's not part of their team huddle, it's something that's a little
Like, hey,
bit different.
Come, 30 minutes earlier and I'll have donuts and we'll watch a video. Like, that is something I think we could.
But I
put
think
on
that, yeah,
once a
and
month.
use it for team meetings outside of, like, a normal weekend.
Yeah, I think if it was like, It's hard if the videos are honestly more than 5 minutes. So we're already running from setup to prepping our computer with our teams. If my teams arrive on time, then we have an all-volunteer rally every week that's 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know if there's enough time.
Do you not have the wiggle room with your campus pastor to say, hey, for this 1 weekend a month, instead of participating in all ball rally, I've got to pull my team to really hone in on something? I mean, do you think that's not, I mean, we
Not
don't
right
do all
now.
ball
We're-
rallies, so that's
we're
not
pushing
something I
it.
know
We're
that
pushing it hard
I
right
feel
now.
for,
So
but-
not right now, but.
I like that. I like doing the videos and then giving it to the directors. So what works well with your
You
schedule.
can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to do, like, to be perfectly honest, like a Weddington could totally do it because their setup is like super fast. They don't really have a lot of the kids coming tons early, so like that's something they could try. So maybe we could try it on one canvas and see if it works with the mornings. But then you all can use them however you want.
And I think with that, like 10 to 15 minutes would work. Like I have a leader meeting next Thursday that I normally do a 10 to 15 minute teaching where we
Right.
could play one of those that's applicable across all areas and then have a discussion afterwards. Like I would see that would be beneficial. That would be my next point is even playing the video on a team huddle. Are you then allotting time to like have a conversation
Mhm.
about what you saw?
That's probably how I would use it most too, is I have a monthly meeting with my leaders.
Yep.
And, like, I would show whatever one that I feel applies to most of their areas to them, and then like, you're responsible for.
Yeah.
The one thing that I like about this idea is that it's not requiring anyone to do any additional work.
Yeah.
So it's not taking any additional time from anybody. It's something that we're already doing. We already come together on Tuesday mornings. We're already recording something. So it's not anything additional. It's just switching how we do it to maybe give you all some tools that might better empower your team.
It's good for our new people coming in too to have something, and when we need to revisit great storytelling or whatever, that we can give that as a
Yep.
tool.
That's what I like about it. Yeah. Yeah.
If it's a library of things we can pull from.
I like that. And what we can do is we can just upload I'm assuming you can keep videos on Google Drive, right? We'll just upload the videos to Google Drive and then you all can pull them down however you want to pull them down.
Is there a way like that they can be on Vimeo? So if I want to send a link, and then
That would be
something else I
great.
would- 'cause something
I'm
else I was
sure,
thinking about
if Brandon's
doing.
gonna be doing it, I'm sure he knows how to do that.
Something else I was thinking about doing is like I did this recently with something else. But, like, I send this link out, but then there's also a type form of like I need you to answer these 3 questions about this, and then I have a list of who filled out the type form, and I know who I can follow up with. Of like, hey, you
That's
did that,
great.
Why haven't you done this?
I just want us to be really conscious of, if we're gonna do this, it's not like it's any more work, so if it doesn't work and it totally bombs, it's fine. But, I just don't, I mean, if we're going to create these resources, let's make sure that the people that they will help are actually seeing it. Like, don't forget. Don't be like, oh, that's such a great idea, and then never use it. Use the idea, use the video. But I agree. I think a lot of times volunteers come in and by the time that it gets the vision of whatever storytelling was supposed to be gets to them, it's so watered down because it's 3 generations removed from actually having spent time with a great storyteller, and so I agree. I think that this would be a good tool for like new volunteers coming in who are new to the ministry too. So, all right. So we will skip on the tablets for right now, and we'll just focus on getting the videos.
Yeah.
And then, and Barb, when are we gonna do our first one?
Probably in 2 weeks.
Okay.
'Cause next weekend, we're gonna do the, E101.
Yep.
So 2 weekends.
Which we're still gonna record, and that's gonna
Record
be-
that. Yeah, that
let's
would be a
record
great
that.
one to do.
Because not just because of that, but we're gonna have new staff members coming in, and we're launching campuses this year.
And then
that's
also
a
if you
great
have
one.
like
Yeah,
volunteers
I agree with
leading the
Yeah.
101.
So let's plan on recording that too.
okay.
So can you own communicating with Brandon
Yeah.
that we want to record this and cut the record? We will need a recording that at the beginning and then cut, and then we can start recording again for everything else for everybody. But we have to. Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. So take one of these and pass it around. Okay. So this is a sheet that we used at offsite about attendance. We're not going to dig into this. I just want to show you something and tell you what's going to be coming your way. So
Why haven't all the birthday
did you, oh, here's some.
I just need one.
Did you get one? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so up top, what did we say this was? This is for,
Which one is it?
this is 3 months.
Yeah, for the whole series.
November,
All
December.
3 months. And then this one is
Do you have
Why
this,
not?
Charlotte?
That's just the people, that's just VIP.
So this was everybody, and this is just the first. the
Was
first
this
time.
emailed out?
Yes.
I'll have him email it out. I'm sorry. This was a last minute addition to the.
Do you want me just to go scan it and send it an email real quick?
Yep. Okay, so we're
Aaron's
gonna,
sending it to you.
Aaron's gonna send it to you, okay, Colleen? Okay, Charlotte? Aaron's gonna send it to you right now.
And Brandon.
And Brandon, he's not here. Okay, so at the top of this, it's really just for